Let's get to it. Hi, I'm Casey Lambert, and welcome to 15-Minute Marketing, a podcast that bucks the trends of B2B and B2C marketing and replaces it with H to H or human to human, all in 15 minutes or less. I'm joined today by my colleague, Sarah Dameron. Sarah, say hi.
Hello.
Let's get into the topic. Today, we're hopping on the trend of short-form content, something you're very familiar with.
Yes.
The evolution of the internet has taken us to a day and age where attention spans are shorter than a 6-second Vine in 2008. This also makes it crucial to get your message across in a quick and efficient manner, or at least produce something that can captivate someone enough to hold their attention through the duration of the message. So, in 2023, short-form content is essentially table stakes for any company that has a marketing-forward approach for their product or service, specifically for consumers. So, what do you say we cut to the chase and talk about short-form content?
Let's cut to the chase and talk about short-form content.
All right. She's great to have on board, isn't she? So, first of all, people might be asking, what is short-form content? Now, from what we've done here at AZEE and what I've seen in the past, short-form is something that's snackable.
Yummy.
Snackable is something quick to consume, something that fills you up for a short amount of time, and provides temporary joy and satisfaction. So we're thinking like if it's a video, 30 seconds to a minute, sometimes less. If it's something text-wise, like 1,000 words or less for a blog post, or if it's a graphic, something shorter. What kind of stuff have you produced from a short form content perspective, and what are you kind of seeing with those pieces that you're posting?
Yeah, so here at AZEE, I've done all sorts of short form content, from TikToks and Reels, graphics, videos, even vlogs. And it seems like we get more engagement, more likes from something that you don't have to get invested to, because we live in a microwave age where everybody's on the go. Everybody wants something super fast. So usually for Reels, I think you can go up to 3 minutes. But it's within the 3 seconds of the video that's going to catch people's attention or stop them from scrolling. So yeah, definitely the shorter form content has been more helpful for us, for sure.
Good. Thank you for that. So that actually segues us perfectly into something I wanted to talk about, and that's the why. Why short form content? So there is obviously a lot of research out there. We only have 15 minutes, so we're not going to dive super deep into it. But one of the chief reasons why short form content is becoming such a trend here in 2023 is that it absolutely nails search intent from an SEO perspective in written form. So it allows you to position yourself as a subject matter expert very quickly, as well as ranks higher on Google searches and related searches. Now, we covered in a previous episode, but upwards of 40% of Gen Z is now using TikTok as a search engine over Google. So that's pretty important. But from a video perspective, and this is something we're super familiar with here, something that you've developed as somewhat of an expertise, and that's brand awareness. So one interesting statistic I want to throw by you and throw by you as well is that people are 2 times more likely to share video content than graphic or text. Does this follow the line of your production?
Oh yeah, absolutely. A share or a graphic might get a couple likes. Rarely will it get a share. Especially if it's just brand awareness for our company, people aren't really going to share it. unless they have personally had some type of affiliation with us and they go, oh, this company is great, look at this. However, if we're doing a reel or a short video and we're showing that we're the experts in this field. It's an informational thing. Like, people are going to share that because it's something that's of interest to them.
Right. And I'm sure you've seen that in some of the other companies that you've done brand work for as well.
Yeah.
Another really good tidbit here to take away is short form video has the highest return on investment in terms of engagement and lead generation, which is a huge one. Sometimes we think about brand and marketing as the same thing. Brand typically hits more on awareness of your company versus lead generation, which goes more into the marketing aspect of it. So, I mean, thinking this all over, as part of a total content strategy, it's really an augmentation of experience. And it kind of gives people, and I know you use this quite frequently, little teasers of upcoming content they might enjoy.
Yeah.
So I think, and the real reason I invited you on here is because I think you are much better than myself at explaining how short form is applied.
Okay.
So you might be able to share with some of our fans out there how they can implement it in their own strategy. What would you say is probably the best way that you would suggest somebody implement short form into their strategy for content?
I would say get started with graphics. I mean, even though people are really looking more for like the video aspect of it, I think the easiest way to jump right in is get started with graphics. And that's not anything that you have to be crazy talented in. Like, you can go to Canva, there's different websites like that. They have pre-built templates. But yeah, like, I've had quite a few people come in here and go like, hey, you know, like, can you teach me how to TikTok and stuff like that? And I'm like, well, I'm an old millennial, so, you know, you might want to find somebody younger, but sure. So, you know, even like jumping into the TikTok and Reels section of it, it can be scary. I mean, I never did a single one until I started working here. But they're fun, you know. You can literally just go on there and go, hey, follow my Instagram or follow my Facebook, or this is what my business is about. So I'd say, like, just picking a lane and jumping in there first. You don't have to do everything all at once.
Right. That is such good advice for absolutely everything related to your brand. I'm really happy you brought that up that way. One of the ways that I've kind of figured out how to do this, and for those who don't know, I have a pretty wide TikTok following, even as an elder millennial as well. One of the biggest things and best ways to go about this is taking some of your longer form content. For us, for example, we film vlogs every week.
Yeah.
And between Sarah and our video guru, Zach, we get some really good content there. One of the things we like to do is use little clips or snippets of that as teasers. And the advantage to that, which I really love, is that you're creating multiple pieces of content to use over time.
Yeah.
There is a line of thinking in brand marketing that there is a quantity over quality aspect to it.
Yeah.
In very similar to what you said. Pick a lane, stay in it, and ride it out for a while. Some people use that strategy. I'm not a super big fan of it, but I understand how it can be beneficial with algorithmic pieces in, say, TikTok or YouTube Shorts and in channels of that, which, again, as elder millennials, we might not know as much about, or do we? So I kind of thinking about all of that. There's a psychological aspect behind the, as I like to refer to, the 6-second vines of the world, or the short form pieces. And that's, as Murph Lee would put it, what the hook gonna be.
Murph Lee.
Yeah. So elder millennials,
Yeah.
again. So if you can hook somebody, they're much more inclined to watch your content for longer.
Yes.
Is that something that you're seeing in your brand work here?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't want people to be overwhelmed. It's like drinking from a fire hose, you know, like, you want to give people a little taste to keep them coming back for more. I mean, even for myself personally, like, if I'm flipping through Reels or whatever, because I use Reels, I'm more Reels than TikTok. You know, if it doesn't get to the point right away, I'm like, boring, I'm over it. But if I find something that hooks me, I'm going to go to their page and watch more of their videos and look at more of their content, because I've been interested faster than going like, okay, like a recipe, for instance, okay? When somebody posts a recipe on Pinterest, Facebook, whatever the site may be, I've never once read their life story behind the recipe. I just go straight to the recipe. Like, I don't care about your life story. Like, just give me the goods right from the get-go.
So part of the psychological piece, interestingly enough, behind that is that being able to put the good chunk of, and they call it front loading your hook, is to build trust very quickly. And we know from a brand perspective that trust is absolutely everything. If you trust a brand, you're going to develop brand loyalty. So that goes along with everything you said. You don't want to know Karen's life story. You just want to know, can you make an awesome key lime pie from this recipe?
Exactly.
If you nail the recipe, guess what? You probably trust Karen.
Yep.
Apologies to all the Karens out there. So we like to take every episode towards the rear of it and do something that's called the Do It Now Challenge. This is something that you can take and immediately apply to your own networking work. So what do you say we give them today's Do It Now Challenge?
Let's do it now.
Okay. So today's Do It Now Challenge is for you to produce 5 pieces of short form content. Don't overthink it, right?
Right.
5 videos or post of 250 words or less, even shorter if you're doing graphic content. Start small, okay? By doing this, what you're going to do is you're going to connect your audience with potential customers to the more humanized side of your brand. Not only that, but you and your team will probably have a lot of fun doing it, right?
For sure.
And I think you can probably speak to this as well. The bonding over the whole experience is something that's really beneficial to a team. I mean, you know, as somebody who regularly films and edits our vlogs, that you get that kind of experience, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, when you're first starting out, especially with any type of video, it's super awkward. Like, you're just gonna feel awkward. But be consistent, keep with it. That awkwardness does go away because if you're doing it with a team, you learn how this person moves and they act and kind of what their response is going to be, and you kind of can play off one another a little bit easier. But
right. And you know, I also like to kind of give people examples. So what are some brands that you've seen on whether it be meta properties like Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, or your favorite reels? What are some brands out there that you think do a very good job of humanizing their brand and their culture through short form?
So this really great marketing company called AZEE Business Solutions. I think they do a really, really fantastic job.
Plug.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, gosh, there's tons. I don't know if I can name one specifically.
Well,
but
I'm a fitness person.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell. Cheap plug. But I actually am really a fan of how Gymshark brands theirs with short form content. It makes for a lot of really easy pieces just because, and again, there's probably an advantage because it's an apparel company.
Right.
I think they do a very good job of things there. I don't have the affordability, but Gucci does a very good job.
For sure.
And absolutely everybody knows about this, but Starbucks. So from a brand awareness standpoint, using short form, I think those 3 brands are good ones. Feel free to give them a follow or at least check out their pages if you do. So with that said, we want you to execute your Do It Now challenge. And more importantly, we want you to share that with us. Like you mentioned, AZEE is not just a brand firm. We love to follow growing brands.
For sure.
Check out their progress and see how they're doing. And in a day and age where micro marketing is happening on a more regular basis, I think it's important that we learn from each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And again, that's a good reason why you're here, and I appreciate you coming today. I'm sure you'll see Sarah on much more episodes. She does happen to work in the desk right behind me, so it's very convenient. But I want to thank you guys all for joining us here for 15-minute marketing and hanging out with Sarah and I. If you've got a topic that you'd like us to cover, don't hesitate to ask. You can email me at casey@azeebiz.com or just leave a comment in the stream here. Part of being human with one another is having a two-way avenue of communication and a dialogue that's productive. And this podcast could never exist without all of you feeling it. So truly, thank you. And remember that at the root of B2B and B2C is always H to H. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Let's get to it.